your boy 7 with your boy 9. It's week 11. It's gonna be fine. Hey. What's up, everyone? Welcome to week 11 of the CBK podcast. I'm 7, joined by Niner. What's happening, brother?
Nothing much, man. I am just living the dream. Happy to be here. It's good to see you. Good to see you. Glad we get to talk a little bit of ball.
That was all top of the dome.
The rap?
Yeah, I just spit bars right there.
Yeah, it was incredible. I think you should pursue a new career.
You could have stopped it. It was incredible. I didn't need the fake stuff. Just tell me how it is, you know?
I didn't say what career. I think you should just pursue a new one.
Well played. Well worded there, my friend.
How's your Wednesday night going?
Wednesday night, calm before the storm. I go to Vegas for work tomorrow morning, so I'm all packed, which feels good. We got kind of in the corporate world of my sales industry. We got kind of a push till Thanksgiving. Then it kind of really slows down. So selling season is, in the last 3.5 weeks. So we're gearing up to hit it pretty hard coming up. So
nice.
This is the beginning of it. Yeah. How are you doing? How's your Wednesday?
Wednesday's pretty good. Pretty chill day at work. And then just absolutely balled out at my men's league tonight. We're on a 2-game win streak now. The Andrews Reserves Highlands Ranch men's league, competitive league too. So the top league. 2-game win streak. Boys are starting to click. It's been good.
What's clicking?
So I know I'm trying to get this glare out of the corner. You see that? It's weird. I think it's just a light thing. Yeah, it's a light.
Oh, that's
thing.
Better.
Yeah, I'll get a little bit of an angle here. What's clicking?
Do you have a light coming from right over there?
I don't know what it is. So for our thousands of viewers, I apologize in advance. The boys are just getting more familiar with each other. I think we've also conveniently played 2 of the worst teams in the league.
Confidence is huge, though.
Confidence is huge. And then, you want me to be confident? Your boy 9 is balling.
Okay. Could have gone without that. Tell me more.
No, I mean, is this a podcast of humility or truth? No, 3 weeks ago, Cole came out, recorded my stats. I had a terrible stat line, got a lot of heat from you guys for what was I, like 2 for 10 or 2 for 9 from 3 or something like that?
You shot a lot of threes.
Oh, I was ripping it. Cole couldn't make it out the last 2 weeks, and I've been balling. Last week, I think I had maybe 30, 20, 25, I don't know. And then this week, my guy actually at the rec center kept my stats for me. So I dropped 26.
We're going to need him to come on to confirm. 26?
Yeah, 26. Had half our points. Low
score.
Good.
Low score. Defensive battle. How many shots did you take?
No. I don't. He didn't.
How efficient were you with that 26?
Very efficient. Very efficient. Yeah.
We're not talking James Harden 38 on 75 shots.
or Russell Westbrook. Triple doubles with he didn't pass.
Angel Reese.
Angel Reese is probably the best one. Yeah.
Sorry.
Very efficient. 3 was there. We played some college kids or fresh out of college kids, got a little chippy. And 7, I think you're similar as me. The chippier, the better for me in a basketball game. That's when I turn it on. So played really well.
I love that.
Yeah. Felt good.
I love that. Yeah.
Felt good.
Getting shit talking on the basketball court is it's healthy.
Best.
Yeah. It's healthy.
Yeah. I went up and apologized to a guy after, and he's like, all between the lines, baby. I was like, that's right.
Kind of soft of you to apologize, honestly.
Probably deserve. The apology was probably good from my end. I was in his ear all. You want to hear what I told him?
Yeah, for sure. Of course.
So there's a play where our big man, Cole, Will, he was on the ground for a loose ball. This guy kind of jumped on top of him. The ref got on him, called a regular foul, and then skipped the technical straight to the dad beratement. We're like, what the hell are you doing? That was what the ref said. Didn't even team up. He's like, what the hell are you doing? You're throwing elbows. Stop. I'm going to kick you out the next time you do that. So then this kid's shooting free throws 5 minutes later, and I'm like, getting pretty physical, huh? He's like, yeah, this isn't my sport. I'm like, what sport do you play? What's your sport? He's like, I play everything: lacrosse, baseball, football. I was like, he's like, but mainly football. I was like, you're pretty small for a football player, aren't you? And then he said, he's like, nah, man, I'm good. I was like, I bet you're pretty good for Colorado standards. And he's like, nah, I'm from California. And then I was just in his ear the entire time. I'll leave it there. There was others, as you could imagine, Seven, but
pretty small. It's pretty well done there, 9. That's a good one. That cuts to a lot of cores.
Yeah, and then he didn't want to guard me. I'm like, dude, come guard me. I'm here. I ain't hard to find.
Yeah, could have gone without that too. But I'm glad.
Well, that was for Cole. No, that was for Cole. Yeah, he's giving me love. He liked it.
Yeah, well, it's what he's here for, and I'm here for another way. Yeah, I did a boxing class last night. Been dealing with cramps all day. Your boy is trying to get back at it.
Where?
Everywhere. Calf, hammy, abs. The abs was the worst.
Calves.
But calf, hammy, abs. Yeah. But
that's
now I'm a proud owner of boxing gloves now, so that's pretty fun. But it was good. A little cardio.
Do you go wrap underneath or you just go gloves?
Oh, yeah. You have to have wrap security.
Do you know how to wrap it now?
Yeah.
Or do you like go to the gym?
It's pretty easy.
Really?
Well, the guy, yeah, but I'll probably just milk the like, hey, yeah, do it for me.
Yeah, I mean, you're paying them, right? Like, wrap me. You need a corner guy.
Yeah. So, yeah, it's been a good week. Got Vegas on the mind, and maybe
What's your game in Vegas?
Blackjack.
Okay.
Yeah, that's really the only game I know how to play other than like war or roulette. Like, I can get away with craps. I just play the pass and then figure it out, but never been able to sustain that game in my mind from a rules perspective.
Yeah, I could tell you just about every rule for the game of football and the game of basketball, but craps just doesn't click for me.
Yeah. War does. Like, I have the higher card. Give me my money. Blackjack kind of works. And then the great thing about blackjack, just look at the dealer and be like, tell me what I'm supposed to do.
Yep. Well, I hope you have better luck than I did last Friday. I went out to the casino, lost a couple stacks, wasn't great, and yeah. So I was pressing too hard.
It happens. Down. Just remember that it's like the game of football.
I think the problem was I didn't have enough money with me because I think I would have won if I had pulled out more.
Well, yeah, if you always keep trying, it's eventually going to turn in your direction.
It's pretty sound logic.
It's math.
Yeah,
it's math.
That's what I was telling my wife. That's what I was trying to tell my wife. She was like, "That's."
Well, she's a proud listener, so she'll hear.
Yeah, she was like, "That was a lot of money to lose," and I was like, "I wouldn't have lost if you were cool with me pulling out."
I'm sure that worked out well.
Yeah, the spin zone to blame her was bold.
Bold.
But yeah,
maybe work on that.
Yeah. Football. Football. I see you still rocking. I see you still rocking the blockade though. You're better than me.
Always. It's also basketball season, so completely bought in on that already. So like, I've maybe never loved a team more than this roster, and I've done this so many times, but I'm so back. And one of these times, I feel good about what I got off my chest with Tommy. I'm just all we can do is believe in our fandom, 9, and we're just gonna keep believing and getting crushed until we don't, and it's gonna feel so damn good. But football happened this weekend. We got a bye week this week, which I'm really is where my mind is trying to focus on the positives, because having a bye week is we're focused on saving recruiting during the bye week. So we've already washed this whole year with three first rounders. So good coaching staff. Just really, really proud of the boys and how they really fought in a close one this past weekend against UCF, the Mighty Knights.
Yeah, I The tone of your language there, I agree with. However, I don't blame these players at all. They actually fought. Like T-Mac's out there battling. Those guys are fighting with what's left of the roster. The coaching staff is the worst in the country, easily. And I think they're just
so
in bad positions to succeed. Like,
it almost feels like they have to try to be this bad.
Yeah, it feels intentional. Maybe he's a mole. Kenny Dillingham mole is Brent Brennan. We can start that rumor. I do want to go back to basketball real quick. Can I pivot?
Yeah. I would love to talk Arizona basketball.
Okay, since 2010, 14 years. Going on 15, right? 2009 to 2010 season, and now we're in 24, 25. So the last 15 years. I'm looking at let me just present.
Why are you doing this?
Because we're on the same page.
Can you zoom in a little?
Yeah. Whoops. Tell me this, Jay. In the last 15 years, call out every season where you had the same feeling you have right now. 2010, you probably didn't have it, right? His first season.
No.
Sean Miller's first season. No.
10-11 at that game, at that Elite Eight game.
Okay.
That's going to be a theme.
I wasn't going to bring it up.
Yeah. No, I know. I'm starting to be aware of it. 12-13.
Yep.
13, 14, 15. So that's what? 1, 2, 3, 4. 15, 16 was – I don't think I had that feeling that year.
No.
16, 17 I did.
Yeah.
17, 18.
Yep.
And then not 18, 19. That was all that weird stuff. And then the last 2 years. So I don't know. 8? Was that 8?
So more than half of the last 15 years, we've talked in November, me, you, and 2-1, and had a collective feeling that this is the year.
Yeah, unfortunately. Those were all Final Four caliber teams.
And they all had a guy or two on those teams where you're like, well, that's an NBA player. And then surrounded by a bunch of great college basketball players.
And a lot of good Europeans.
Lauri Markkanen, DeAndre Ayton, Nick Johnson, TJ McConnell, Derek Williams, Brandon Ashley.
Yeah, the number 2 overall pick, Derek Williams.
Mm-hmm.
That year felt, after we beat Duke, I was like, dude, there's magic.
Yeah. And then fast forward to the 2022 year. The 21-22 year, low expectations. But I do think, not low expectations, I do think early on, though, we started to feel it, maybe in December, because it was like, oh, Benedict Mathurin is that guy. And he's actually showing that in the NBA now that he's healthy. I don't know if you've watched him at all this year.
I've seen his stats, haven't watched him, but we've always said, and we knew that this is weird to say, but Mathurin moves and shoots and does things like Michael Jordan, and in some, like, it's weird, and I know you're going to think it's ridiculous for people that didn't watch from his freshman year,
right,
when he came off the bench. It was like, dude, this guy kind of moves and runs, and like he should have played more his freshman year.
Well, part of coming off the bench is kind of reminds you of Jordan, because Jordan's freshman year, it was kind of like this, like, oh, this guy's kind of raw. And then his sophomore year, it's like, oh, this guy's a All-American lottery pick. He hits all those. And then you see him in the NBA. He's a better shooter, or he shoots more. And again, we're not saying he's Jordan. Let's make that clear. No. But the movements, the fluidity, he looks like him. I still think Mathurin has the opportunity to be the best Arizona Wildcat in the pros. He's so young. He's so young. I was just
going to say that.
And yeah, he's so young, and he hasn't been healthy. He had labrum surgery last year, but he's looking good so far. Like, I'm so excited to watch Benedict Mathurin. I think he's a great spot.
He also has like the mentality of like just a dude in the NBA.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he doesn't give up.
Have you seen that video of him in the Rising Stars game 2 years ago?
Probably.
He's talking to somebody. He's talking to somebody, Rising Stars game, like early in the game. He walks by me, he goes, "You can't guard me." And the guy was like, "What?" He's like, "You're in the Rising Stars game and you still can't guard me." That's what he said. And then he goes off for like 30 in the Rising Stars game, wins the MVP.
He's a
that
monster. He does.
He's got this monster.
But yeah, so many NBA guys in those 15 years. And I think we're cursed. But the beautiful thing about curses is they're meant to be broken. Is that even a phrase? I don't know. But
you just coined it.
It is us. It is us. Just coined it. We should make Arizona curses are meant to be broken t-shirts.
Sling merch. CBK.
We need merch game.
We need, yeah. Comment below if you'd buy merch from the CBK pod.
Like, subscribe, unsubscribe, resubscribe. Yeah, but Arizona football sucks ass. I had a buddy there who his family does a trip, I think, to Florida every year, and they were to Orlando area, and they went to the game, and he's been telling me about this for months, and he was texting me during the game. He's like, "Dude, you guys were like really bad." I'm like, "Yeah, I told you." And he hammered UCF -6.5. That was the one good thing about that game. I turned on Netflix probably 10 minutes into the second quarter.
You didn't even flip to another game. You were just like, "This."
I was done with football at that moment in time. Yeah.
Yeah. Yep. I apparently love misery. I watched every play of that game.
Yeah, no way.
Yep.
I can't do that. It's just bad football. Like, that's what I just don't understand. Last year was just like sound good football, even in the losses. And like, this is just horrible football. So yeah, I'm done talking about him. I'm actually going to stay to my, like, we're not going to get into him, unlike last week where we talked about him for 30 minutes after saying we weren't going to talk about him. But yeah, I'm over it. Happy there's a bye.
Happy there's a bye. The only thing I do want to mention is Brent Brennan's not the guy. We knew that. And then it's been confirmed this week by the fact that he is defending his staff, defending his players, and his sole focus is keeping this recruiting class together. These guys are about to leave. Why would you want to come play here? So
our Basher receivers on a visit this week to I think a school in Florida, Geo Richardson or whatever. He's very good. Yeah. We had some decent like skill position recruits, which is classic Arizona, like Rich Rod. And that was the thing that Jed did better was like trenches. And he gets
and the trenches that Jed got in the transfer portal were much better. You mentioned Kevon Darton earlier. He's not very good.
That was offline, but yeah.
Offline, you had mentioned it. I'm bringing it online. Chuba Hubbard is apparently just not playing, but he can go sing in the basketball stadium. If you saw that video, he's got pipes, by the way. Shout out pipes, but he's just not playing.
You know, I feel bad for these players.
Yeah, I feel horrible. And I think we're saying the same thing every week at this point. So
I was talking to 2-1. Why haven't we put Justin Flo at middle backer? Why are we playing Dalton Johnson? We're already down safeties, and that is one of the most important positions in this defensive scheme where you play like the 4-2-5. Like you have 3 safeties on the field. So who are like involved heavily in the run game. Like Dalton's a dog. And the fact that he's actually hanging in there and the defense is tough, they're just on the field too much. But like, why not try Justin Flo or anyone else? Or we have 2 redshirt freshmen middle backers. Like, try him. Who fucking cares at this point?
I don't get
class.
What are you guys? What do you lose? Is he trying to redshirt? Like what are you losing? If you don't by playing them, they're putting up 40 a game. Yeah. We have no depth. Then you have this former 5-star kid. Yes, maybe he's dumb as a rock on the field. Who cares? He's a beast. And then Leviticus Shua doesn't even play.
I know, 4-star. Dude, Flo was like our 4th leading tackler last year on a 10-win team. Like he made tackles. Try him. They're acting like they have no options. Like I'd rather see
no sense.
Shua out there. He's a 4-star. Like, try him. Give him a shot. Like, we don't have that many 4-stars on our roster. They should get a shot. And he hasn't gotten one shot. It's either he's so bad, which is hard to believe. Just try him. Who cares? Like, it's crazy. I'm over it. But, I mean, there were some other good games. To be honest, my weekend was
Well, the people about your weekend.
So took the fam to visit the in-laws in San Antonio, so our two boys could trick or treat with our nieces, same age. Awesome. We're staying in Arizona for Thanksgiving and Christmas, so we wanted to get out there, spend some time. But Haley, 4-2, wanted to stay a little longer. I had work, so I came back Saturday, got home in time, ordered some food, watched football, then Netflix. Food came, pretty much napped. I picked them up from the airport Tuesday, so I had the house. I was home alone for 2 full days, and I admitted this to 4-2 already. Pretty nice. Had never had the house. We've owned this house like almost 3 years to myself, and probably could have been a little bit more productive.
Sure.
But
hindsight's always 20/20, though.
Yeah, kind of kicking myself from a work standpoint, also project standpoint. Could have got some stuff done. With having 2 toddlers running around, it's tough to do some things. So that's what the only thing. But it was fun. Watched a lot of ball. Went to the bar with the boys and watched the morning games with 2-1. Nice. Checked out the Barstool Bar in Scottsdale. Watched the morning NFL games, and then did stuff around the house. Kind of chilled in the afternoon. So it was a good weekend. Yeah.
Sounds like an awesome weekend. So it sounds like you didn't watch a whole lot of college ball then. Is that true?
Yeah, it's fair. For the majority, like I just found out today that what was the game I was looking at? Clemson lost. Didn't watch.
Yeah.
Didn't know that till today. That was enjoyable.
Yep.
Iowa State, I did see they lost. My boy Cole, who went to Iowa State's going to hate that. This might be my first shout out to him. He's been looking for one, and it's going to come on their one loss. I love you, Cole.
It's tough.
It's not purposeful. This is just the only time I've remembered, and that's just also horrible to say out loud. I shouldn't have said that, but I love you.
Yeah, you're just digging a hole right now.
Yeah,
you should just get to whatever you want to say.
Yeah, but no, that kind of sucks for the Big 12, to be honest.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, didn't watch a whole lot. Watch Ohio State, Penn State on the flight.
Average game. Classic Snooze Fest Big Ten game. Here's what I'll say. Speaking of the Big Ten, Indiana, we talk about them all the time. They just curb stopped Michigan State. That game started, and I'm guessing you didn't watch it. Michigan State got out to a 10-0 lead. Indiana then went on a 47-0 run to win 47-10.
Oh, Signetti covers. That was one of my locks. That guy.
Oh yeah.
He's aware.
He's aware.
They're good.
Yeah, they're good. Oregon, I think, is clearly in that number 1 spot. And then, the Penn State Ohio State game. Honestly, there's 9 points scored in the second half.
Yeah, I'll talk about that game in the weekend preview.
Okay. What I did want to do, I'm going to pivot here because I want to go on a rant, and I'm kind of just flying. Okay. So let's talk about this. The first college football playoff ranking was announced on last night, Tuesday, November 5th, during the election, which was a bold time to do it. I will say I would love to see the viewership of the college football playoff show versus the election results. Just would be a fascinating stat. Anyway, I have some rants. Oregon, number 1. Okay, good. Ohio State, 2. Okay, they lost Oregon. Great. Makes sense. Georgia, struggling. Miami. Okay. I don't really have a huge problem outside of when we get to number 8. We love Indiana on this podcast. We were born in Indiana. Let's call it how it is. They're an honorary Big 12 school at this point. How in God's green earth can you watch Indiana play football week after week and say, yep, you know what? Penn State and Tennessee are better than them.
Yeah, having a team in the same conference ahead of them that has 1 loss is crazy.
It's wild. And sure, they lost to Ohio State. Okay, great. Indiana is beating the brakes off of everybody they play, and they're good on offense, defense, special teams. So this is the disrespect here. Then BYU gets disrespected. This is the first Big 12 team. Here's where I get really mad. This 12 line is the cutoff, right? 12-team playoff this year. So you look at an SMU team that's 8-1. Okay, they just had a nice win against Pitt the other day. Okay, great. They're 8-1. If they win the ACC, they're in. So they're going to get they still have a great shot. This 14, 15, 16 lineup is the most clearly biased SEC homer trying to rig the election. I mean, rig the playoff. That was a Freudian slip there. It is so ridiculous that they put 3 SEC teams, all with 2 losses, in front of a 1-loss Iowa State. Yes, you could say Iowa State's schedule is not as hard as those 3. Okay, I get it. But if you're looking at college football and you're watching week to week, the SEC is not on that clear tier above everybody else like they used to be. They're just not. They're just not. I look at an A&M team. Their 2 losses are against Notre Dame. Who did Notre Dame lose to? Northern Illinois. Okay, great. That's a terrible loss. A&M also lost to South Carolina, a 5-3 team that is not very good.
Yeah.
You're telling me that the loss to South Carolina to make it 2 losses is better than Iowa State's 1 loss to a 6-3 Texas Tech team in 2024? There's no way. There's no way. I get it. Iowa State's going to have a chance, whatever. But what they're doing with this ranking is they're setting it up for the SEC teams to slide in as other teams lose. And the SEC is going to get their 5 teams in this playoff, and we're going to have to go watch Ole Miss play Miami, and Miami's going to murder them. I hate the SEC. I always have. But I'm getting so frustrated because the transfer portal and NIL has created a parity in this game that people are ignoring. And that was my rant. Thank you for letting me come to this TED Talk. Appreciate it.
No, that's really why we created this podcast, because like that shit needs to be called out. It is absurd. Like even Bama being in 11 is crazy. Like crazy. If Saban's there, maybe. But to your point, this is the thing no one talks about. We've talked about it. You heard it here first. It's the greatest. The parity works. Like people are like, oh, we're going to lose our best kids to the best schools. They're going to transfer. No, you know what? You get really good players that transfer to other schools where maybe there were 2 guys in front of them and they're just as good. If they were NCAA or, video game rated, it was 83, 82, right. 81.
That's a good way to put it. Yeah.
So now they can play immediately. It works that way too. So there is more parity.
It's not just at the top. It
is insane.
It drives me nuts. I'm glad you brought up Alabama. They're 1 loss away from being clearly out of this picture, but the playoff committee is holding on for dear life to get Alabama just for viewership and name only.
Yeah.
If Alabama, with their schedule and their losses that they have, but the name was different, would they be in the playoff? No way.
Here's this. If Kalen DeBoer's Washington team in the Big Ten, are they 11? With that team and that?
No. Great question. No. And then let's go to LSU. Again, don't want to kill LSU around here. Are we going to ignore the fact they lost to USC, who's garbage? We're just ignoring.
We're just ignoring that. Yeah.
Cool.
They're just choosing to ignore.
Cool. Yeah. Awesome. It's
unbelievable. It's crazy.
I am distraught about this. Why isn't Clemson a 6-2 Clemson whose 1 loss is against Georgia and then the other against Louisville, who's right above them? Why aren't they in the playoff? Yeah. Why isn't Clemson in the playoff? Alabama is 6-2.
Yeah.
Give me a break.
Yeah. I mean, another one we could look at too is on that list is CU.
Absolutely. Star power. They have some good wins.
That K-State loss is going to haunt them. The Nebraska game, honestly, it felt a lot worse than the final score, 28-10. Like, they kind of hung in there, and they found a new little, connectivity on the team.
I think they grew up in that game, too.
Yeah.
I think they grew up.
I agree.
So,
And they've been maybe the number 1 and 2 overall, number 1 and number 2.
crazy.
But yeah, if I'm Indiana, I'm like, we're in the same conference as Penn State. They have a loss. That's crazy.
Makes no sense.
So that's why, as much as I hate the Big Ten, this is my team for the rest of the year.
Love it. Respect it. Support it.
Signetti, I don't even know if I pronounce his name correctly.
Go with it.
He's amazing, dude. I love him. And the boys get fired up to play, and they're good. And if at the end of the year they have 1 loss and Penn State has 1 loss and they're vying for the last playoff spot and Indiana doesn't get in, I'm going to be irate.
Here's the thing. If Penn State and Iowa and Indiana both have 1 loss, they're both getting in.
Yeah, that's right.
But I think it would be more of a concern about a 2-loss Indiana. But I don't see 2 more losses. I don't see 2 more losses on Indiana's football schedule. Play Michigan at home. I think they win. I think that Ohio State game, they're probably going to be underdogs by, call it 6.5.
It's crazy. There's only 3
that.
games left.
And then they play the worst team in the Big Ten.
Yeah.
So they have a great shot at an outward bid.
Did you see that line against Michigan?
No, what is it?
14.
They know. They know.
Yeah, I thought that was interesting.
Michigan's garbage.
I agree.
So, all right. Well, that's my weekend recap, and the rankings are pissing me off, which is good because I can get my blood boiling about this every week.
What are you looking forward to this weekend? Are you going to keep the – okay.
Do you want me to keep it up? I can go through it.
No. Tell me a couple of the ones you like. You probably have some off the cuff here.
Yeah, I have a couple for my free money plays of the week. But most excited, Arizona doesn't play again. We don't have to be embarrassed. We can focus all on basketball down in Tucson. And then I am excited to watch Georgia kill Ole Miss, get them to 3 losses, and then we can just forget about Ole Miss in the playoff picture. Just forget about Ole Miss. Let's just move on, and let's just forget about it. And then the line, and I'm not taking this. A 2-6 Kansas is only a 3-point underdog at home against Iowa State. I don't know. This is one of those ones where, like Vegas, you're like, what do you know that I don't know? Like Kansas is pretty bad.
Not great, yeah.
Why are they only getting 3 points against Iowa State? Yeah. Who's going to be pissed off and hungry to prove that?
Hopefully, you never know. Sometimes it can go in the different direction this far into the season.
Hopefully, it's not. Obviously, I know. Yeah. No, you're right. You're right. Sorry. What are you looking forward to this weekend?
So I had written down the IU Michigan spread was just kind of like it just jumped off the page. It was just like you never thought you would see that. So these are 3 teams that I don't know if I ever addressed or publicly stated that I was doing this, but if you look at my betting history, I have some trends on some teams that I was betting against and on, and they've kind of all backfired. I've been betting against Notre Dame, and that has not worked out great. But I'm going to die betting on against Notre Dame. Florida State kind of has this weird 26.5. Notre Dame also never plays on the road, by the way. They just only play in South Bend. The second team is Nebraska. I've already died, so I'm going to die on betting against Notre Dame. I've already died on betting on Nebraska. I'm done. I'm over betting on Nebraska. I have not won a bet on Nebraska all year. I watched that CU game, and they have not been the same team since. And then the third team that I keep betting against that is not working. So I'm 0-3 in all these categories, but I'm going to also die on this in the future. So I'm going to continue doing this. I just am going to continue betting against Penn State.
I like it. I will point out to you, Nebraska doesn't play this week, so you're saved from that death.
Huge. Well, huge. No, that one's already done though. So dollars will still be. So
you're just proclaiming a line in the sand. This is where I draw
3 deaths. 1 has happened. That's Nebraska. 2 are future deaths that I'm just going to ride out, see how long I can last. That's Notre Dame and Penn State. I'm betting against them.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah, but it seems like a good chores around the house weekend. Check in on some games. Bama LSU is going to be electric. It's in Death Valley. Night game. Mm-hmm. I'm going to watch that.
Of course. Got it.
It's going to be a pretty bad game. Both teams are kind of hard to watch, to be honest,
right?
For different reasons. Mizzou, Oklahoma, to me, the fact that Mizzou is still ranked is insane. I don't think they were.
I don't get it.
I mean, they're bad. They're Arizona. I don't know.
They're a 2-loss team in the SEC. Shouldn't they be in the playoff?
Yeah.
I mean, I say we just put them in there. See what happens.
I think Oklahoma's going to kick the shit out of them. Mizzou's not good.
Well, and their quarterback's all banged up. He's being a warrior, but he's out there on one foot, and then their backup is garbage. So that'll be tough.
I do like there's some decent games I'll check into. BYU, Utah, all cards thrown out the table with that one in terms of Utah not being that good. That's a trap. That's a tough game for BYU.
Yep. I'm interested also in the UCF ASU game because it kind of feels like is UCF trending with the quarterback? I mean, we made him look like Johnny Manziel last week. So is he Johnny Manziel or is he a third string quarterback for a reason? Mm-hmm. And then is Arizona State actually going to make a run for the Big 12? They could get to 4-2, 7-2 on the season. They're at home. They're playing a kind of a surging UCF team. So we'll see. So just some of the ones I'm looking for.
Surging, they'd lost 4 straight and then just got their confidence back playing Arizona.
Surging. Arizona makes people surge. It's like the 2 men's league teams I played in the last 2 weeks. We're on an upward trajectory because they're weren't good. It's a surge.
We're the Viagra of college football.
Oh, that's incredible. Trademark it. If you're listening, you can't steal it. I just trademarked it verbally. That counts. Ask my lawyer. That counts.
It means it's in process.
Yeah. There are a couple of games I wanted to touch on, but there are part of my free money plays of the week.
Yeah,
Do you want to jump into that?
Yeah, let's hear some locks. Free money, not actually free, but it is
okay. Free. What I like to do is remind everybody that I know ball. So last week, my 3 plays. I had Penn State plus 3.5. That was a mistake. I will never do that again. The problem, though, and this is where I messed up. You want to know where I messed up? It was a day game. If it was a night game, that would have hit. That would have hit. Everyone knows it. Cole's nodding his head, even though he's not. He's agreeing with me. Yeah, there he is. He's agreeing with me. So that's a loss with an asterisk, though. I didn't take into account day of day.
Add it to the algorithm.
Yep. My second one last week was Texas Tech plus 13.5. Should have bet money line. They came out with a win on the road against Iowa State. So what I had mentioned was I said Iowa State was down for a letdown, was due for a letdown, excuse me, and I was right. So we were 1-1, and then you know where I closed it to make it a profitable weekend, 2-1. I called Washington money line against USC.
That's a little pop too.
Hit. So we went 2-1. We're absolutely firing. We'll do a recap here of how our bets are going this year, but I am clearly beating you 7. I just want to make that be known, proclaim it to the streets. So that's where we're at. All right. Week 10.
You feel confident about that? Do I get to say locks?
Cole, come on here. Anecdotal vote. Do you think
I had 1-0-3 week? That probably hurt me pretty hard.
Who do you think has a better record? We'll do the math later, but who do you think has a better record?
I do think it's UT, but I think it's close.
Also, who's going to go?
Because I think the past couple of weeks, Jason's done a lot better.
Yeah, but I've been consistent. I've been continuing the surge.
It has been like 2-1, 2-1.
2-1, 2-1, had a 3-0. So we're going to go back. Hey, I commit to this podcast that I'm going to go back and look at the history. I won't cheat. It'll be an honest assessment in 7. If you are leading, I'll eat my words next week, okay? I'll eat my words next week. All right.
I don't think I'm
7.
eating, but yeah, I would like to know.
No, if I eat my words.
Oh yeah. Did I just offer to eat your words?
Yeah. Do you want to eat my words?
No.
Cole,
Can I
do
have
you
a
want to eat
meeting?
my words?
Urban Dictionary that.
Sure.
What does I'm scared to do it. It's a work computer. That feels a
Yeah.
little sexual.
Well, you already crossed that line last week.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I was looking up Playboy stock. Hilarious, they're publicly traded. I've told many people that actually, 7.
Dude, it's a fascinating
Fun
stat.
fact.
Yeah,
Fun fact.
it is.
All right. Thank you, Cole, for validating that I am truly beating everybody.
So I'll go ahead and share mine. I was 2-1 last week as well. I did have 6. I don't know if I read all 6. I usually write out the ones I like, and then I star the 3.
We
'cause
keep
we're
it to
saying-
3. Right,
yeah.
right.
But Indiana minus 7.5 lock. Oregon minus 14.5 lock. The one I missed on was K-State minus 13.5 against Houston. That might be the most surprising game of the weekend. We didn't even talk about it, but
No, we didn't talk about it. And Houston sucks. And I think on a previous podcast, I was like, they're the worst team in America. Arizona has taken that spot. So I'll eat my own words for that. The difference, though, is Houston has a good coaching staff. They're going to get their players in there that they need, but they're getting better every week. They're getting better every week.
yeah, we've
They
gotten
lost
worse every week.
We've gotten worse every week, and Houston's getting better because you know what they did? They got a proven coach from Tulane. Brought him in who knows how to build a program, knows how to recruit that area, and says, I will make this a winner. And they're getting better every week.
Yeah.
So
All
nice
right.
hit. 2-1.
Yeah.
2-1.
Thank you. 2-1. Yep. So my 3 locks this week.
Please.
Starting out west.
Okay.
You already went with your 3 locks, right?
No, but I want you to go first.
Oh,
you came
sorry.
out of the womb first. It's your
No,
honor.
you go. You go.
No, you came out of the womb first. You came out of the womb first.
I'm sorry. Sorry, you talked so long about last week's. I figured you said it. Sorry.
That was uncalled for.
Can't handle that?
No, sensitive. It's past my bedtime. Go.
UCLA plus 6.5 on Friday night against Iowa. UCLA, I did actually watch some of that game last week against Nebraska because I was heavily betting on Nebraska. It was like my one of 2 losses Saturday. Had a pretty good day. UCLA is playing with some mojo. Like, their defense flies around. They do weird shit. They do the stand-up thing that no one else does in college. They like playing for what's his name. Their offense is like kind of gritty. I know Iowa beat the brakes off Wisconsin. That means nothing to me. All that does is confirm the weird shit in the Big Ten that repeats itself. Like, I don't know. Like, when I saw that Iowa State spread, this is a new Big Ten thing. But after seeing what they did against Nebraska, they have the trenches, in my opinion, to compete.
UCLA does?
UCLA does. Yeah. They got some – dude, they got some – they're well coached. They get better every week. Like, he's a better coach. He's never head coach in his life than the guy that ran a group of 5 team. So that's my first one. Georgia minus 2.5 is my second. I feel very similar to you. Get Ole Miss out of the picture. I think Georgia whoops them. I don't care that it's in Mississippi. That does nothing to me. Georgia looks good. They're putting shit together. That's going to be over. The third one, I just have to stick to my guns. This is similar to like something on maybe a 4th hill I'm going to die on. I'm just going to continue betting on Indiana. So I'm on Indiana minus 14 against Michigan.
I like it. All right, those are 3 great picks. I'm going to start out with the one we have in common. I like the UGA minus 2.5 as well. I think that everything that you said, I couldn't have said it better. Get them out of the picture. I don't care it's in Mississippi. This is when Kirby Smart starts to get his guys rolling. They're going to take care of business there. The spread is way too close, in my opinion. And then my next 2, I'm going out west for both. I mentioned it a little bit. I think the school up north in Tempe takes care of business against UCF minus 3.5. To your point, you stole the words out of my mouth earlier. 3 points against a surging team. Wait a second. They just won one game in a row after losing 4 in a row. Let's not act like they're a good team because they beat the worst team in America, which is Arizona. So give me the Sun Devils -3, and then Cole. I'm sorry.
You're doing it. You're doing Tech, aren't you?
Texas Tech money line. We got to bring on Cole. He looks mad. Come on,
Money line, bro.
Money line.
What?
It's 3.5.
Yeah, it is.
They're at home. They came off a
Yeah.
big win. Texas Tech put a bunch of money into their stadium in the last couple of years. They're going to be rocking. Colorado's coming off a bye, right, Cole? Coming off a bye.
Yep.
That I don't like that part. I just think Texas Tech wins, though. They're gritty. They're tough. I love their coach.
Well coached.
I'm addicted to longtime high school coaches that are in D1. I want Arizona to go like hire Saguaro's coach. Why not?
Saguaro. But
Saguaro, sorry.
It's the same as the Cactus. Saguaro.
Thanks.
Yeah.
I just slipped. So I'm going with Texas Tech. I'm sorry, Cole. What are your thoughts?
I don't like it. I think this
Do you
team
like-
is different. I think Travis Hunter, he went on this little tour around the country this past weekend, just kind of revamping his Heisman tour. And
Where did he wait? What did he do? Where did
He was
go?
on game day.
he was on game day. He went to Big Noon Kickoff in Penn State for some reason. And like the night before that, he was driving around a quad that he stole from Dion's garage. So the
You think
guy's
vibes
crazy.
are high.
I kind of do, but I understand. I don't know. I truly believe that this team has like found a like coaching thing. Like kind of like, you know, Jay said about the Nebraska game. Something kind of clicked in that game where we changed and started developing. And I just hope that doesn't stop. So, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm sticking with it. You didn't convince me otherwise. And I want CU to win. Can I make that clear, Cole?
Right. Yeah.
I want CU to win.
Yeah.
I'm going to put my money on Texas Tech, though.
Yeah. Well, because it's nice because if they win, it's like, okay, so you won. If they lose, you won money.
It's a win-win.
It's a win-win. So I don't hate that.
Yeah. Thank you, Cole. All right. I have one last question for you, Seven. Your UCLA bet.
Mm-hmm.
My one thought. Iowa's coming to Pasadena.
Mm-hmm.
Play at the Rose Bowl.
It's going to be
In November.
75% yellow.
Yep. It's 100% going to be an Iowa home
Didn't
game.
think about that. Yeah.
I want to just put that tickler in your ear. I was talking about it with my coworker, Chris Sherry. Shout out, Chris. I know you don't listen. Terrible friend. But everyone is pretty clear that it's November in Iowa. It's starting to get cold. Why wouldn't you plan this trip out to be like, you want to go to Pasadena? It's going to be packed for Iowa. Does that change your mind?
It does a little bit. I wish I would have known that.
Did you already place the bet?
No. I will say I'm looking up the price of corn this year. It is I'm just trying to see like fiscally like how like it's pretty corn dependent.
In terms of corn dependent economy. So if corn is doing okay, these guys will be able, these families, couples, people will be able to travel. That's your logic here. Okay.
Yeah, it's been relatively flat over the last 6 months. Over the last
look
year,
that up.
dude. Future, just search corn futures, price of corn. It's a commodity that's pretty widely tracked for the health of the economy, or it's in a lot of different models.
Mm-hmm. Got it. It's models. Love models.
Models take into account like a bunch of different factors or different data points, and then kind of spit out. There's a lot of different things out there with corn.
I'm going to put something through the model in your brain.
Mm-hmm.
The brain The model that is your brain.
Mm-hmm.
Corn is flat.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be majority Iowa fans, but the game's on Friday.
Mm-hmm.
What is the output from those inputs into your model?
Say that again. I need to.
Okay. Your
need that one more
brain
time.
is a model. It requires inputs to generate outputs. The inputs in this case are corn prices as a commodity. Corn as a commodity is flat.
Mhm.
It's going to be a majority Iowa crowd.
Yeah.
But the third
I
input
think
is that it's a Friday night game. What's the output of your model that is your brain?
Yeah, I might be reconsidering this. I think that, the election this week too, it might be the third. Friday's too close to just that part of the country. Might be some down people that might not want to leave the house and go to a game. Not to get political, just kind of stating facts. So like it might be more than 75% is kind of where that input's taking in my model. And they all have places to stay. I was played in a couple Rose Bowls. They've all gone out. So yeah, you're right. I do think this UCLA team doesn't give a rip. Like they're kind of fun. They just beat Nebraska at Nebraska. Like I don't know. I'm riding with it. I kind of like this UCLA team. I feel like they've gotten
The
better.
model says ride with UCLA plus 6.5. Was it?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
I just want to test your model.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
What about your Scots? Should we go there?
Let's pull up the Scots. Let's talk through this, and then we'll wrap it up for the boys and girls here and send them on their way. All right. Choose your Scots. Week 9. This was actually week 10. Week 10. So week 10 last week. Team is dead as Penn State. Hear me out. You can't win big-time football games by recruiting quarterbacks from the state of Michigan or Pennsylvania. You can't do it. Show me it. Someone in the comments, prove me. Show me a team that's made a deep run in the college football playoff or won a championship with a quarterback from the Midwest or the Northeast. I hear you
like
typing.
that a lot. Yeah, I'm just looking up best quarterbacks. So keep going. I like where your head's at because I agree with you. Yeah, there's always like 1 or 2 5-stars coming out of Pennsylvania that never do shit.
They're trash.
Yeah, I can't remember that many like quarterbacks coming out of the state of Michigan though.
The kid at Penn State's from Michigan. I'm blanking on his name. Yeah,
I thought he was
Michigan
from
kid.
PA.
Oh no, he's from Ohio. Sorry, he's from Ohio, Michigan, Ohio, and Pennsylvania.
So the red wall.
Is that the blue wall?
The blue wall.
The blue wall has. This is incredible. Show me a quarterback that's come out of the blue wall that's been really good in college to lead their team to a college football playoff or a title. I'm on to something.
Yeah, I don't even know. This research is not going good. I'll have to do more research, but I like where you're starting.
We'll follow back up. I don't want to.
I'm going to continue betting against Penn State, so I actually agree with this.
Yeah, so I think they're dead. They look terrible. Ohio State didn't even play well. That was a total. Drew Aller. Sorry. Yes, thank you. He's from Ohio. Thank you, Cole. Penn State's not very good. I hope they lose one more game, and if they do, please, for the love of God, leave them out of the playoff. Yes, their defense is good. I'll give them credit. They hung with Ohio State. That offense, though, is so pathetic. And it's every year in a big game. What, James Franklin is 1 in 10 now against top 5 teams in his career at Penn State? 1 in 10 or 0 in 10, something crazy like that. So they're dead.
Vandy's better off without him.
Yeah. It took them a while, but now they are. Yes.
And that coach is going to leave, by the way. Sorry to break your hearts, Vandy. He's gone.
Moving on to my Michael Scott team is fun. Army. Come on. We need to show some love to Army. 8-0. Taking care of business. I've watched about 20 minutes of them, so this is all just me spewing tweets. They're fun. They're good, and I can't wait to watch them play Notre Dame. I don't think they're going to beat Notre Dame in a couple weeks, but I hope they do.
If they beat Notre Dame and Navy, do they beat out undefeated Boise State for the 12th?
A 1-loss Boise State. because they lost to Oregon. That's the trickiest thing because you're going to have this undefeated team that has pretty solid resume, and then you have a team in Boise State who's lost to Oregon, might be the best loss in the country. They hung with them on the road. Gentry still went off. That would be a fascinating outcome.
Here's another scenario. Iowa State goes undefeated the rest of the year. BYU goes undefeated the rest of the year. They match up in the Big 12 championship. Iowa State beats BYU. They automatically get in. BYU, one-loss team. Do they get in over an undefeated Army? Is there a chance that they put two group of 5 or group of 4, whatever teams in over a one-loss Big 12 team?
Yeah, I think they hate the Big 12 so much that they would do it. They would do it. Yeah.
We need Elon to buy the Big 12.
Oh, my God. What a great idea.
He would save.
All right. I'll write an email after this. All right. And then team is elite. Looks like we're on the same page here. Who doesn't love some Indiana?
Yeah. Fuck the Big 10, but I'm riding with Indiana.
No. Did you not listen to me earlier?
Probably
Honorary
not.
Big 12.
Yeah. There you go. Perfect.
We're just going to say they're a Big 12 team.
Dude, bring them in for basketball. Oh, God. I'm so excited for Big 12 basketball. Every day of the week is going to have such an epic matchup in the Big 12. It's going to be amazing. I like it. I won't even talk about my Travis Scott. I've already get in on Indiana quite a lot. Arizona's dead. They're going to be continued to be my Larry Scott team of the week probably for the rest of the season. Is it laziness? A little bit. Also, they depress me. I was like, oh, Thanksgiving, I'll go down to Tucson for the ASU game. Like, probably not going to do that. Like, they suck so bad.
They're bad. Don't do it. Don't waste your time.
Yeah. UCLA, I don't know. I hate UCLA. Like, hate them as a university. So this pains me, but like, they're fun. And I already talked about that as well. So those are my Scots of the week. The team is elite team for me. Could have stuck with Oregon because I think they are, but I do like Indiana. I think that like they get it. He worked for Saban. He's running like a program built from the trenches out and got dudes everywhere.
Yep.
So
love it.
Love it. Anything on the brothers front?
I got nothing. Didn't do any research. Let's see. Oh, you know what? I got one off the cuff. Brother of the week for me. Jason Kelce protecting his younger brother Travis when a random fan came up, said the F word. Did you see this, Seven?
No. Oh, yeah, I did. Yeah. He was calling
older
his
brother Jason.
Yeah. Yep.
This guy came up with a camera, called him the F word, not the 4-letter one, the other one. And then
the 3 or 6-letter one.
Full 6. Hard 6.
Really?
Yeah.
He didn't even slang it?
No, didn't slang it. Said that on camera. Jason Kelce turns around while holding a 30 rack of Busch Light or something like that. Grabs the phone, slams it on the ground, and walks away. And as the guy continues to follow me, turns around and he goes, "Who's the hard 6 now? F word 6 now." It was incredible content. Shout out to Jason Kelce for protecting his brother. Love it. I wish more people would do it.
Yeah. No, I agree. I did enjoy that a lot. That guy with the camera was being a huge faggot for sure. That's the only way to put it. Sorry. That's
I love it. Nope.
Yeah, no, that we'd love to see that. Brothers sticking up for brothers. Also kind of a wild move to do to like that, like beast of a man, like pretty ballsy.
You know what it is, right? It's social media. People have been doing that stuff on social media for the last 10 years thinking there's no consequences. Then they do it in real life and they're like, oh my God.
Yeah, they want to be protected. Fuck off.
Yeah. He's lucky he didn't get popped in the face because you know what? If that guy got popped in the face, no one would be protecting him.
No.
Jason Kelce took it light on him. So anyway, that's my brother of the week. Shout out Jason Kelce. We're still jealous of you. We're still jealous of you for taking our mom's love and attention. But we forgive you and we give you credit for sticking up for your bro. So with that, I think we can wrap. Tear down.
Soundstripe.
for 9, for 7. You guys have a great rest of your week. I'll make some money. This has been
See ya.
the podcast. Peace.
Later.